Okay, good morning to everybody. Today we'll discuss how to find Fourier integrals by using Fourier integral theorems. And also we will find how Fourier sine integrals and cosine integrals. In our previous lecture, we have proved a Fourier integral theorem. Today we will use this theorem for solving some problems. This three formula is the key formula for this lecture for finding Fourier integrals of a function, and this is the list of formula of Fourier integrals. First formula Fourier integrals for f of x is this: f of x equals to 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity to plus infinity f of t cos u t minus x du dt. Actually, this is the double integrals, improper integrals, and with respect to u and t. Okay, so and this is also called the Fourier integral theorem. In previous class, we have proved this Fourier integral theorem. It states just this and this same. Okay, in previous class we have proved this by using Fourier series. Okay, just we have put Fourier coefficients, cos coefficient and sin coefficients in the Fourier series. We have proved our Fourier integral theorem, this. And we have also followed this. It followed four conditions we discussed in our previous lecture. Now today, Fourier sine and cosine integrals. What will be the Fourier sine and cosine integrals? F of x equals to 2 divided by pi 0 to infinity, because minus infinity to plus infinity divided into two parts. So this is why I'm multiplying by 2. Okay, 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine ux du and 0 to infinity f of t sine ut dt. Just this will be sine and it will be also sine, ux and ut. Remember it, f of t will be same. But for Fourier cosine integrals, cosine integrals formula will be f of x equals to 2 divided by pi 0 to infinity cos ux. And this is f of t same, and this is will be cos ut. Okay, just difference is what? There will be sine and there will be cos. This is the difference, remember it. And f of t will be same, and integral limits will be also same. Now we'll try to prove these two theorem by using this integral theorem. You must know this is the equation number 5. 1 by 2 s pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of t 2 into 0 to infinity cos u t minus x du dt. Okay, this is from this we got this Fourier integral of a function f of x. Now to prove this, we know that cos ut minus x equals to what? Cos a minus b, cos ut minus cos ux. But this also can be written as cos a minus b formula what? Cos a minus b. Cos a minus b formula cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. You must know it from trigonometry. Cos a minus b formula cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Now the equation 5, this is equation number 5. Okay, this equation number 5 of the integral theorems from equation 5 can be written as f of x equals to 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity f plus infinity f of t, just using formula cos ut minus ux. Just I have written ut minus ux, this formula. Okay, all are same, cos a minus b formula using in equation 5. So this can be written as cos a cos b plus sin a sin b du dt, also same with respect to u. First integrals will be with respect to u and second integrals will be with respect to t. Now this f of x 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity to plus infinity f of t cos u t cos ux and du dt multiplied with each term. Then this term also multiplied 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity plus infinity. This is the second term. Okay, second term, and du dt. This is the equation number 6. Now when f of t is odd, the function of t is odd. Okay, you must know from our first lecture of Fourier series what is odd function and what is even function, what is periodic function, you must know. So when f of t is odd, then f of t cos ut cos ut is also odd, because cos minus f of t is odd. This is why this multiplication will be also odd. So 0 to infinity minus infinity, f of t cos ut cos ux du dt will be what? 0. For odd function, you must know, for odd function minus a to plus a infinity plus a, these integrals will be 0. And for even function, this integral can be written as like this. You must know from this, from definite integrals, properties of definite integrals. For odd function, this equals to 0. You have to remember this formula. And for even function, minus a to f, f of x dx can be written as like this. This total minus lower limit and upper limit can be written as 0 to a and 2 times, because it is symmetric. So from equation 6, using these properties, f of x can be written as this whole becomes 0 for odd. Okay, f of x equals to 2 by 0 to infinity sine ux du 0 to infinity f of t sine ut dt. Okay, and this is called actually sine integral. This 7 is the sine integrals. And another way, if f of t is even function, okay, if f of t is even, then f of t sine u t is odd, because you must know sine function is odd function. Okay, this is why odd function multiply even function equals to what will be? Odd. This is why this whole become 0, because for odd function, definite integral will be what? Value 0. This is why this sine into sine ut and sine ux, this whole integral become 0. And f of t cos ut is even. Okay, because f of t also even, cos function also even. This is why even multiply even what? Even function. So from 6 we can write this equals to 0. Sine will be 0. This become will be 0, and this integral f of x equals to this one. And this is the actually cosine integral. F of x equals to 2 by pi 0 to infinity cos ux du 0 to infinity f of t cos ut dt. And this relation 8 is known as Fourier cosine integral. Okay, we have proved actually the Fourier sine integral and Fourier cosine integral from the Fourier integral theorems. Now this is the Fourier complex integrals of Fourier integral theorem, just representing the sine and cos function in exponential form. Okay, this is the Fourier complex integrals formula. Now this is the important result, 0 to infinity sine x by x dx. This is the improper integral. This result will be 5 by 2, and 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square dx will be root over pi by 2, and minus infinity to plus infinity sine mx divided by x minus b whole square plus a square dx will be this result. Actually, this is the definite integral result. You can find it in any book. Now we'll discuss some examples based on Fourier integrals. Okay, suppose this is the example 1. Express the function f of x. This is the two values. There are two values. If f of x equals to 1, when x absolute value x less equal to 1, and f of x equals to 0 when x absolute value x is greater than 1. Okay, absolute value of x is greater than 1. As a Fourier integral, hence evaluate 0 to infinity sine lambda cos lambda x divided by lambda d lambda with respect to lambda. This improper integral with respect to lambda. We have to evaluate this. That means find out the value of this. Okay, using the condition of the function. Now the Fourier integrals f of x is this. This is the formula from what? From Fourier integral theorem. Okay, just using this 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity to plus infinity f of t cos u t minus x du dt. Okay, now on replacing u by lambda, just we are replacing u parameter by lambda. Okay, to fit this relationship. Okay, now on replacing u by lambda, we have this f of x can be written as 1 by pi 0 to infinity minus infinity plus infinity f of t cos u will be what? Cos lambda and t minus x dt d lambda dt d lambda. Remember it. Now 1 by pi 0 to infinity, minus infinity plus infinity. This f of x limit what? 1 0. Okay, and highest upper limit is 1 and lower limit also 1. This is why minus 1 to plus 1, because x greater equal to 1 and absolute value x less equal to 1. That means the limits will be what? Minus 1 to 1. And this is the cos lambda t minus x dt d lambda. Just integral value will be the functional values. Since f of t equals to 1, because 1 f of x equals if we replace x as a t, f of x equals to 1, f of t equals to what will be 1 for x less equal to 1. Remember it. This means what? Minus infinity minus 1 less equal to x less equal to plus 1. Okay, for f of x equals to 1, the x limit what will be? Minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, absolute value of x means what? Minus 1 less equal to x less equal to 1. Okay, so f of t, if f of t equals to 1, then we get this. Okay, t minus x dt d lambda. Now 1 by pi 0 to infinity, just using this integration with respect to t. Cos x formula what? Integration cos x integration what? Cos x integration sine, and we have to divide with the coefficient of t. Dividing with the coefficient of t. Coefficient of t what? Lambda. Okay, lambda t minus lambda x. So coefficient of t what will be? Lambda. Dividing with the coefficient of t, we get this integral. And this is the another integral limits 0 to infinity and d lambda with respect to lambda. 1 by pi 0 to infinity, and this can be written as sine, just putting upper limit. This one what's below? T values, t equals to, just putting t equals to 1 here, we get this one. Then minus, putting lower limit minus 1 in replace of t. Okay, so we get two parts after putting limits of the integration. Now taking LCM from these two terms, 1 by pi 0 to infinity, lambda will be LCM, so sine lambda 1 minus x plus sine lambda 1 plus x d lambda. You must know this formula, sine c plus sine d what? 2 sine c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2 from trigonometric formula. Just using this relation, this identity, using this identity here, trigonometric identity, 1 by pi 0 to infinity, just using this one, sine c plus sine d, 2 sine c plus d by 2 cos c minus d by 2, and this is the lambda divided by. Thus f of x equals to, actually just this addition what will be? Lambda minus x, lambda plus x. Okay, that means sine 2 lambda by 2, that means sine lambda. Okay, here from here we get only cos lambda x divided by 2. So f of x equals to 2 divided by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda cos lambda x divided by lambda d lambda. Okay, f of x equals to 2 divided by, we get this one. Now from this relationship we have found the functional value f of x. Okay, f of x equals to this one. Now using this relation 0 to infinity sine lambda cos lambda x divided by lambda equal d lambda equals to what will be? Multiplying by pi by 2 on both sides. Multiplying by pi by 2 on both sides, we get this one. Now these integrals equals to can be written as pi by 2 f of x. F of x actually what was given? F of x equals to 1 for absolute value of x less equal to 1, and f of x equals to 0 for absolute value of x greater than 1. This condition was given in question. Okay, so using this condition, this f of x can be written as f of x equals to 1. Okay, for absolute value x less than 1, and this f of x will be 0 for absolute value of x greater than 1. That means function this integral value will be pi by 2 when this condition, and this integral value will be 0 when this condition. Okay, so for absolute value of x equals to 1, which is a point of discontinuity, you must know absolute value of x function is discontinuous at f of x value, and so the value of integrals at discontinuity, just this value plus this value divided by 2. Okay, pi by 4. Now example 2, how to find the Fourier sine integral for f of x equals to e to the power minus beta x, and hence show that pi by 2 e to the power minus beta x equals to 0 to infinity lambda into sine lambda x divided by beta square plus lambda square d lambda. That means you have to show this this relationship. Okay, we have to prove this result using this function f of x equals to e to the power minus beta x, and we have to find out, first of all we have to find out the Fourier sine integral of f of x. Fourier sine integral of f of x. Now Fourier sine integral of f of x formula what? F of x equals to 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine ux du 0 to infinity f of t sine ut dt. Remember it, this is the t part and this is the u part of integration. Okay, and we have proved in earlier by using Fourier integral theorem. So this is the sine integral formula. This is the formula, you have to remember this. This is the u part parameter and this is the t part parameter. On replacing u by lambda, because in our relationship we have to use lambda. So on replacing u by lambda, we get f of x equals to what will be 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda x d lambda and 0 to infinity, this will be same, no change. Okay, just you will be replaced by what? Lambda. Now this is equation number 1. Now putting the value of f of x in equation 1, what is the value of f of x? E to the power minus beta x. This is the value of given function. So putting the value of f of x in equation 1, we get actually this f of x equals to what? E to the power minus beta x. Okay, now 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda x d lambda, sine lambda x and d lambda 0 to infinity, f of t value what? E to the power minus beta t. Remember it, from given function f of x equals to the, so f of t what will be? F of t e to the power minus beta t. Okay, just replacing x by t. So f of t value what? E to the power minus beta t sine lambda t dt. Just this is the actually after putting the value of given function. Now remember that an indefinite integral e to the power x sine bx dx. This is the formula for finding these types of indefinite integrals. This is the indefinite integral and product of two functions. One is exponential function and another is sine function. So e to the power x into sine bx integration what will be? E to the power x divided by s square plus b square sine bx minus b cos x. Remember it. We have to remember this integration. Now using this one here, using this integration formula here. Now 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda x at a function at a time. Okay, so d lambda. Now using this e to the power x sine bx formula, using here we get e to the power minus beta x, beta square plus lambda square, and a means what? Minus beta. Okay, and sine b means what? Alpha t. B means what? Alpha. So minus b means alpha and cos b means what? Alpha t. Just using this integration, this equals to 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda x d lambda. Now putting infinity here, actually in replace of what? In replace of t. This is the with respect to t. Okay, now using infinity e to the power minus infinity. Okay, e to the power minus infinity what? E to the power minus infinity means 1 by e to the power infinity. So 1 by infinity, 1 by e to the power infinity means 1 by infinity. 1 by infinity means what? 0. So after putting t equals to infinity here, we get 0. Okay, 0. Then minus lower limit, minus lower limit. That means t equals to 0. If t equals to 0, sine will be cancelled, and cos 0 what? Cos 0 1. Okay, cos 0 1. So minus minus what will be? Plus. And this lambda and multiplied with e to the power 0. E to the power 0 means what? 1. 1 divided by this, okay, beta square plus lambda square. So we get, after putting t equals to 0 here, lambda divided by beta square plus alpha square. So this integration, these values can be easily written e to the power minus beta x equals to 2 by pi 0 to infinity sine lambda into sine lambda x divided by beta square plus lambda square d lambda, or just multiplying by pi by 2 on both sides. Okay, multiplying by pi by 2 on both sides, we get our required result. This is the result we have to show. Okay, same, very easy, just using this big integration formula. Now another example, using Fourier cosine integral representation of an appropriate function, show that we have this. We have to show this result. This equals to pi e to the power minus kx divided by twice k, where x is positive and k also positive. Now we know that Fourier cosine integral f of x equals to this. We have proved this just a few minutes ago. 2 by pi 0 to infinity cos ux du 0 to infinity f of t cos ut dt. Remember it. These two comes from actually just breaking the definite integral from the properties of definite integral. Minus infinity to plus infinity can be written as 0 to infinity after multiplication by 2. So this is the formula of what? Finding Fourier cosine integral. Remember it. Now putting the value of f of t, and replacing u by w. Replacing u by w. Just not using lambda, because in our given condition, there are parameter is what? W. This is why we are replacing w. Remember it. Now u by w, we get this is the function. Given function what? E to the power minus kx. You must know this is the function. Okay. So f of x equals to what? E to the power minus kx. And 2 divided by pi 0 to infinity. Cos u means what? W. And du will be what? dw. Okay, dw 0 to infinity f of t. F of t means what? From the given function, e to the power f of x equals to what was? E to the power minus kx. So it will become f of t equals to what? E to the power minus kt. And cos w, cos u means what? W t dt. Just replacing u by w and putting the value of f of x from this formula of cosine integral, Fourier cosine integral, we get this line. Remember it, f of t equals to what? E to the power minus kt. And e to the power minus kt comes from where? Given condition, e to the power minus kx. This is the actually function, parents function of the Fourier. Okay, so f of t equals to e to the power minus kt. Now this integration, we have to use this integration. Now cos wx dw 0 to infinity minus e to the power minus kt cos wt dt. Just using this formula, e to the power x cos bx dx. Okay, e to the power x cos bx dx, what will be formula? E to the power x divided by a square plus b square, a cos bx plus b sin bx. Remember it, just plus. In our previous formula, what was? E to the power x sin bx dx, what was? A sin bx minus b. This is minus, but here a sin bx, here a cos bx. Remember it. Okay, this will be a cos bx b plus b sin bx, but here a cos bx minus b cos bx. Here first term is sin and second term is cos, but in this formula first term is cos, second term is sin, and in the middle sign will be what? Plus. And you have to differentiate this to remember the formula. Now using this indefinite integral formula here, just a equals to what? Minus k. A equals to what? Minus k. And b equals to what? W. Just putting here. A equals to minus k and b equals to w, we get this one. Just as usual, putting the upper limit and lower limit of the integrals. And remember it, this limit will be what? T values. So now putting t equals to upper limit infinity here, we get 0 as previous result. Now just putting lower limit t equals to 0 in the whole term, we get actually cos 0 equals to what? 1. And this will be minus k. And minus minus what will be? Plus k divided by k square w. But sine term will be 0 because sine 0 equals to 0. So we get just this one. Now e to the power minus kx twice k divided by k square. K, twice k by pi 0 to infinity cos wx dw divided by k square plus w square. Just arranging like this. Okay, just arranging this integration, we get 0 to infinity cos wx divided by k square plus w square dw equal to what? Pi e to the power minus kx divided by twice k. Okay.